Right, students, good morning. Students who are in the online, am I audible to you? All of you confirm it once. Okay, so let's move to the further discussion. I hope you remembered last class we have completed about the topic classes and objects also we have seen and various examples and definition of class and everything. Now we are going to enter into the constructors, which is a part of class only. Constructors in Python. Constructors in class of Python. So come in. If you take one small diagrammatic format, come in. We'll come to like this. There is a small discussion, students. Take care about this. This is called class. The picture blueprint I am giving here. Inside the class, what is present? This is called class now. I'm taking. This is called class name. A class contains what? Data members. Already we discussed it. How many data members we have seen? 2 data members. Instance data members. Class level data members. Second is class level data members. Class level data members. Okay. This is about 2 things we discussed already in the class. And next after that, come in. Methods also we discussed it. Methods. So as a part of these methods, we discussed 2 things, 3 things. One is instance methods. Instance methods. And the next is called class level methods. B. Class level methods. And next, static methods. Come in. Static methods. C is static methods. So these part we discussed it already. Today we are entering into the new topic called what? Constructors. Constructors we are talking. Under the constructors, what is the need of writing constructors we are discussing? That part we will come to this area. Under the types of constructors are available. One is called what? Default constructor. Default constructor. And next is called parameterized constructor. Second one is parameterized constructor. So I'm writing B. Come in. Parameterized constructor. Parameterized constructor. Okay. Now, after that, we will be going for what is the need of writing constructors inside the class we need to understand. Later, we will go for what? Another area is there. Destructors also present. Destructors also will present. Inside of that, destructors also will come. So with the destructor, we know complete meaning of what? Class. So let's start with what we are discussing under constructors in Python. So there I will go for index. Look at students. What is the index already? We are supposed to understand. What is the purpose of constructors? What is the purpose of constructors? Second one is definition of constructor. Definition of constructor. Okay. So next we are understanding about syntax for defining constructor. Syntax for defining constructor. Okay. Next we are going for entering into rules for constructors. Rules for defining constructor. Rules for defining constructor. Next we are talking about types of constructors. Types of what? Constructors. There we are talking about 2 types of constructor, students. One is I told already in the class. One is a default. One more is called what? Parameterized. So parameterized constructor and followed by programming examples. This is what we are going to discuss in the class. So this is what in today's class I am talking about constructors in a class. So carefully follow. Now I'm going to introduce need of constructor. Go to one program now. Class employee. Class employee. Don't take much time. It is very easy. Class employee, EMP. So I'm writing pass. So I'm going to demonstrate program for demonstrating program for or just I will give you. Later I will write the title of it. First you try to understand. I'll write the file name after some time. Main program you take it. Don't take much time. E is equal to EMP off. What is this line is called? What is this line is called? Object creation. When an object is created, what is the content? Empty. Empty. That is the point you have to get it. Empty. How do you know that? Content of E object is equal to comma E dot underscore dict underscore off. So I'm writing, first I will show you without a constructor. Non-constructor example I want to show you, students. Non-constructor example I want to show you. Without constructor I am showing. Don't take much time, students. Carefully concentrate. Go to the D column. There you say 7 AM. Under that, oops. Under that, go for what? Constructors now. Right. Within that, you try to write it. Done. Saved. Go to the command prompt. Execute D colon. I'm taking Python 7 AM. Oops. Classes. Now, py. Now I'm taking the example. What happens? Okay. Not the classes, students. It is a constructors. I saved that program into where? Constructors. What is the content? Empty. There is no content at all. Don't take much time. Online students, be careful. Now, how do you place the content then? This is called what? This is called what? Empty object. This is what? Empty object. What should I place it? Whenever I open an account in the bank, is the bank account is empty? It is initialized with your number, your name, your initial balance. Whenever I created an account, it is automatically initialized with what? Some details. So here, when an object is created, it is initialized with what? Empty. Initialization means placing something without leaving empty. When an object is created, by default, it is containing what? Empty. What I want to do now? I want to place my own data. How did you place your own data previous classes? By using methods, instance methods. How you placed it? E dot. We are calling one method explicitly. Get to which values? Employee values. So, what we are seeing? We are passing. Here we are calling one method, an ordinary method. We are calling an ordinary method. Ordinary instance method. Ordinary instance method. We are calling one ordinary instance method explicitly. Explicitly means what? Separate line I am writing. When you write a separate line, it is definitely going to where PVM will take this as a function called with respect to E. E is an object of what? Employee. It goes to EMP class. Looking for the method called what? Get EMP values. Get EMP values. So get EMP values is a method I need to define. If I don't write it, you will get what? Attribute error. Attribute error is coming or not? So I need to define this method. How do I define this method? Remove that. Say DEF, get EMP values of self. I'll write self.envo is equal to 10. Self dot what? ename is equal to something like rosum. This is my data. Then only the values are placing. Whenever an object is created, it is by default created with what? Empty. Now we are going to call one method explicitly. Now we are going to printing the data. Content of E after calling the method. After calling the method. After calling the method. Content of E. Content of E before calling the method. Content of E before calling the method. Before calling what? Method is equal to, like this I am having. What is the content you are having? That time only it is called what? Non-empty. Non-empty object. You execute it. It is a non-empty object. Beginning what? Empty. Later what? Non-empty. So what is the work to be done in the middle of it? I took it one method explicitly defined. Okay, that is defined. And we are calling explicitly. So this type of situation I don't want. What is the situation I don't want? Creating an empty object, later placing my own details. It's not that. So when you go to a bank, whenever I create an account, some details has to be placed immediately. My question is, whenever an object is created in Python so far, we are having empty. From now onwards, whenever an object is created, I want to place my own details immediately without leaving what? Empty. That is what is done by the constructor. That is what is done by the constructor. By default, once again I will repeat. By default, whenever an object is created, it is containing what? It is containing empty object. Empty object is placed. To place my own data in the object, we called one instance method because instance methods are operating on the object. So we don't want to call this method at all. Next program I am looking for. Next program is what? What is my next requirement? Next requirement is I don't want to place, just I want to print. Whenever an object is created, I don't want to make it to be a what? Empty. I don't want to make it to be empty. I want to make my object to be non-empty. Non-empty means what? I want to place my own details without placing empty. For that, I must go for what? Constructor, I need to go for it. So whenever an object is created, we want to initialize the object. For that, we need to go for what? Right, I am writing. When we create an object, it should be initialized. It should be initialized. It should be initialized. That means what should I use it? Object initialization done by the constructor. Object initialization done by the constructor. So whenever an object is created, automatically an object should be initialized by using which concept? Constructor. You can place your data by using method also. Method also you are placing, but methods are meant for what? Performing what? Operations. Methods are meant for performing operations will be done when the data is available in object. Data will be initialized by what concept? Constructor. Operations will be done by what? Methods. So constructors are meant for what? Initializing. Methods are meant for what? Operation. So whenever I buy the mobile, my mobile is initialized with all the contact list. Then only I can do the call operation, chat operation, like that I can do it. Right? Whenever I initialize my bank account with account number, customer name, balance and everything, then only I can do deposit operation, withdraw operation, balance inquiry operation and everything, right? So who will initialize the object? Constructor. Who will do the operation on the object? Methods. So initialization first, operations first, initialization first. And moreover, constructor's advantage is you need not to call the method normally like this. Need not to call the method explicitly like that. Whenever an object is created, automatically constructor will call. Automatically constructor will call. What is the constructor syntax? Constructor is also one method student. What we used to write it? Method name, right? Method name we used to write it, right or not? Self, comma, what is that now? Formal parameters. We used to write like this or not? We used to write like this. We used to write the data like this. We used to write the data like this. Now, so here I am writing some statements we are writing it. DEF method name, self, formal params, we are writing it. In the case of that, what we are doing today, in the case of constructor name, you cannot take on your own. Constructor, there is some fixed name in Python. There is one fixed name in Python. So, fixed name in Python, underscore, 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 init, underscore, underscore of. This is a fixed name you need to take always. In Python, any method name starts with underscore, underscore, init, underscore, underscore of. It is known as what? Constructor definition. Constructor name it is called. Already we have seen underscore, underscore, init, underscore, underscore, dot py. Dot py. That is called what? Package related, empty Python file. That is no. That is not. That is initializing folder as a package. That is called what now? Initializing the object. Now I will go to my program. Today I will write what? Underscore, underscore, init, underscore, underscore of, underscore, underscore of self I am writing. See that? I will write a message here. Print of, I am from constructor. I am from constructor. Just don't worry about this line. What is this line number 12 is called? Object creation. Object creation calls the constructor automatically. What is the difference between method and constructor? Method need to call explicitly. Constructor will call implicitly. During what creation? Object creation. Correct or not? So, when 7 o'clock 10 minutes is there, 7 o'clock 20 minutes is there, class will start automatically. That is called what? Constructor. So, whenever an object is created, PVM will straightforward go to the class looking for the constructor. If constructor is there, it will execute initializing the object with these values. If constructor is not there, it will place what data? Empty. Execute now. What is the message is coming? This is an object creation. Straightforward go to EMP class and looking for this constructor. And execute this now and placing the data. Now you execute now. What is this now? Constructor example 1.py. Constructor example 1.py. Constructor example 1.py. You place it. Out of that, py. Now see that I am from where? Constructor. I am from constructor. Are you getting? That means an object creation makes the constructor to call it. Now you print the data now. Content of E after object creation. Content of E after object creation. What did you understand? Empty or non-empty? Non-empty. What is that non-empty object you see? See the data. Is it coming the data or not? Earlier data is what? You run non-constructor. Empty later it is placing. Is it not waste of time? That's why always in the programming of Python, whenever an object is created, who is calling? Constructor. Explicitly or implicitly? Implicitly. What is the role of the constructor? Initializing the object with our own data without leaving object empty. Without leaving object empty. That's why we'll go for which concept? Constructor. Tell me what is the purpose of constructor? Purpose of constructor is to initialize the object. What do you mean by initializing the object? Placing our own data without leaving the object empty is called what? Constructor. Whenever you join in the college, you will be initialized into some details or not? When you open an account, you will initialize some details or not? After creating an account, next day you will perform what? Withdraw, deposit, balance inquiry, so many other operations you will do. So what is the purpose of methods and constructor? Methods purpose is doing the operation on the object. Constructor purpose is to initialize the object. Initialization first, object first. Initialization first. Who will initialize the object from now onwards? Constructor. Who will do the operations on the object? Methods. Understand? Right. What is the name of the constructor? Underscore, underscore, name. Underscore, underscore, init, underscore, underscore of. Underscore, underscore, not allowed. This much time not allowed. So, no, not allowed was. Underscore init, underscore of what? Self. I am from constructor, number, and then this is called the values. So object is created and then it should be initialized by this constructor. Are you able to follow this now? Non-empty object is created, done. So next I'm going to introduce, not allowed ma, don't wait, because if I allow now, people will be coming like that. So program for demonstrating constructor here. So constructor here. Now I'm going to take up one more example. I'm going to take it. Self. I am from constructor. Details are coming like this. Next I'm going to take up one more thing. See this now carefully. Now I'm going to write it. One more kind of discussion here. Carefully observe it. EMP, E1 I am taking. Here I am writing 100 comma rosum. What is this? You observe it. EMP of. What is this now? 100 comma rosum. Are you passing the values or not? And when you are passing the values, definitely what is required? E1 is going to place it in where? Self, comma. How many values are receiving here? 2 values. One is called what? ENO, comma. What is next? E name. I am from constructor. I am writing here ENO. And next is called what? E name. E name I am writing. Self dot ENO is equal to ENO. Self dot E name is equal to E name. Are you able to follow? E1 is equal to EMP of 100 comma rosum. What is this line is called? Object creation. Calling what? Constructor. One more object I will create. One more object. So E1 is initialized with this data or not? Next, E2 is equal to EMP of some 200 comma, some name I am going to enter. This object also initialized with what? Again constructor is calling. E2 address is kept in where? Self. 200 in ENO. Travis is here in E name. And this is E2 is initialized. Now print the data now, students. You print it. What is this now? E1 dot underscore dict underscore off. Next I am writing one more here. What? E2 dot. You try to execute. 2.py. So I'm going to write it. Now I'm going to write it. Here I'm going to say execute this. Py. Now I'm writing. I am from constructor. 2 objects are created 2 times. Is it initialized with our own data or not? Now observe it. Students in the class, you observe the students. Here along with the self, it is taking list of parameters, right? It is an E1 object initialized with this data. E2 object initialized with this data. This indicates you see previous one. This is a constructor not taking any formal parameter. Only self is taking. This type of constructor is called. Which constructor? Default constructor we can call. This constructor is called a default constructor we can call. And this constructor is known as what? Parameterized constructor we can call. So parameterized constructor we can call. Are you able to follow? How many types of constructors are there? 2 types. One is default constructor. One more is parameterized constructor. So you can print the content something like this. Did you understand how it is parameterized and default? Parameterized is called what? ENO and then E name along with the self. E is called which constructor? Only self is taken. What constructor it is? Default constructor it is. Only self we are taking, default constructor we can call. So this is EMP of no data passing here. Here you see EMP of some values are passing here. Did you understand my point? So coming to the point of it, I hope you are understanding meaning of constructor. See the blueprint ones. Purpose of methods is to perform certain operation. Purpose of constructor is to initialize the object. How many constructors are there? Right. So default constructor and one more is called what? Parameterized constructor. So coming to the point of it, I'm going to say what is the purpose of default constructor and parameterized constructor? We are going to tell you in detail. Right? Sidiki. So ఇంకా ఎన్ని రోజులు క్లాసెస్ జరగవచ్చు I already told 2 to 3 times in the class. I already told you 2 to 3 times in the class. Between 17 to 20 of April, between to 17 to 20 in middle of the April, classes will be over. I told already, right? Supposed to want to complete tomorrow only. You can start today, stop tomorrow. Don't attend tomorrow onwards. So I already told this third or fourth time I am saying, right? Coming to the point back. Are you able to get it? Yes. So coming to the point back, now I'm going to say this syntax you see, rules. So now I'm going to say some rules here. Some rules I'm going to write it. What are the rules now? Can you tell me the constructor definition once? Is it a normal name or special name? So what is the constructor? A constructor is one of the special method name. Special method name, not an ordinary method name. Ordinary method name means what? Get employee data, get the student data, like that. Is it a name like that? Can you take? No. You have to take same thing like this. A constructor is one of the special method name, which is automatically or implicitly called by whom? PVM. During what creation? Object creation. And whose role is to initialize the object without leaving object empty. Without leaving object empty. That is the definition of what? Constructor. Did you understand my point? Yes. And the rules I am going to take it. What are the rules? The name of the constructor, is always what? DEF underscore init underscore of self. Like this I am going to write it. Second one is what? The name of the constructor is always DEF underscore init underscore of self. Second part of the rule I am going to say. Is it the name of the constructor or not? Second part of the rule I am going to take it. What is the next one? Constructors will call automatically or what? Implicitly during object creation. During object creation. Constructors will call automatically or implicitly during what creation? Object creation. During object creation. Did you follow me? Right. Now, next, third point, who will call the constructor? Constructors will call automatically or implicitly by whom? PVM. During what creation? Object creation. Next, third one is constructor's job is what? To dump the data in the object. So method's job is what? To perform the operation. So constructors will not return any value. Why it won't return any value? Constructors will not return any value. It won't return. Why? Constructors are meant for performing initialization. If operation is done, result is ready. But constructor meant for what? Only dumping the data. Suppose if you write it something like this, return of 10 I am writing. For example, I can use return statement inside the method only, but I cannot write a return statement inside the constructor. We cannot write return statement inside the constructor because a return statement is coming only in the case of operational result. You execute it, you see students, now I am taking error. Init method should return only what? None. Should not return int because I am trying to return which value? Int. 10.45 I am writing. What is returning? Should return only none. Should not load. I am writing something like what? True. You see this only should return none, but not bool. Now I am writing something like what? Now I am writing my name. So now I am writing should return none, but not what? str, not str. Did you understand? So constructor should return only what? I am writing none. None means what? Nothing. It is as good as what? Writing none. It is nothing but output is coming. Writing none is nothing but what? Not to write anything. Why to write return none? Is there any time is there to write that? Unnecessary statement we don't want, right? That constructor, come on, what is the rule? Should not return any value. That means it can return only what? It can return only none. This is called one important point. Did you understand? So people will ask a question. Can constructor return a value? No. What it can return? None. None. None is the value of what? None type. Okay. Fourth one I am talking about it. Fourth. Of course, that is the fourth is nothing but constructors will participate in inheritance process, students. Will participate in inheritance. And you don't know what is inheritance right now. Because inheritance is our topic is there in our further class discussion or not. After the encapsulation is over, I will introduce what? Inheritance. So constructors will participate in. Why I am writing this word is because the rules of constructors I am writing here. That's why I am writing. Fourth one, you don't worry. I will explain in the class. I will explain during which concept inheritance I will explain once again. One more thing, constructors can be overridden. Constructors can be overridden. Constructors can be overridden. Constructors can be overridden. There is a concept called what? Overridden methods, overloading methods, some concept is there. Constructors can be overridden. And overloaded or not, I will discuss that time. Constructors can be overridden. When you go to Java, constructors cannot participate in inheritance. Constructors cannot be overridden. In which language? Java. These are the rules of constructors in which language? Python. So concept will differ from one language to another language. But whoops remain same. Whoops concepts remain same. But constructors is not a whoops concept. It is a part of what? Class. Class concept is same in both Java as well as Python. But Python rules are different. Constructor related rules are different. And Java rules are different. In Java, constructors cannot participate in inheritance, cannot be overridden. Are you able to follow? Are we able to follow? So here I am going to write it. Ravi Ranjan is asking, can't we directly pass value to objects? Already discussed, my dear student. That is my first day or second day concept. I already explained. Ravi Ranjan, you see that. That is already over in my class. I hope you did not touch the program at all in Whoops. So that is already over in my class. I'll show you where it is. Student example one. First example is that only. You see, passing the data. Add the instance data to S1. Already over. Ravi Ranjan is asking one doubt. Can't we directly pass the value to objects? I already passed the data to objects. If you think like that is equal to 10, 20, 30, it is not at all possible. So you have to pass the data like this. Where I already told you this in my class also I told. Go to the concept now. Types of data members, Mr. Ravi Ranjan, you see. Instance data members can be specified in how many ways? 3 ways. One is by using object name here, object name, right or not? Next, constructor by using what methods? Instance method. Today also I did. Where is that? Instance method. Also we can specify in where? Also we can specify inside of where? Constructor. 3 things. I said in the constructor also we can specify. This is the instance data member can be specified in how many ways? 3 ways. Ravi Ranjan, I hope you understand that and reply for it. I replied for you. You try to reply. So I hope that you are understanding the meaning of what? Coming to the constructors will participate in inheritance and constructors can be overridden. In Java, both 4 and 5 are opposite. Because we are not talking about the Java. I don't put the Java related things. Here we are learning what? Python related. Are you able to follow me? What is the syntax of constructor? DEF, etc. Shall I show you one small documentation for you? So instead of typing this entire thing, I will go to that and I'll enter into the further now. So in this place, I'll bring it. Oops, here, constructors, I'll just take it. Now I'm going to bring it. I'll put it here. So 7 AM and oops here under constructors here. Now I will take it. Under this, now you see students, under that I will take it. So introduction to constructors, I will take it. Just try to follow me. Start all of you learning. The purpose of constructors in Python is that to initialize the object. Initializing the object is nothing but placing our own data in object without leaving object empty. Definition of what? Constructor, right? So, Tushara, I will tell you more, that time I'll tell you. That's what I said. I will explain, I said. Okay, now? So, try to follow me what we are discussing. Okay, now? If you ask me that, I cannot move along with one student. Right. Fine. Surya Varma, already explained, ma. That is not under hyphen dict no. Hyphen dict no. It is wrong answer. Underscore dict underscore. This is correct answer. That's what. Whenever I explain, if you listen that time and if you practice now, so subject will be so smooth. If without touching the subject and if you forget and if you ask me to explain, I cannot explain again and again. So initializing the object is nothing but placing our own data in the object without leaving object empty. So a constructor is one of the special method which is automatically or implicitly called by PVM during object creation and whose purpose is to initialize the object. Initialize the object. Are you able to understand? Now, syntax for defining constructor. Syntax for defining constructor. DEF underscore init underscore of self comma list of formal params if any. So there I am writing under this thing, you see syntax for it. Is the constructor definition is clear? Is it calling automatically or explicitly? Automatically. During what creation? Object creation. What is its purpose? Initializing the object. Initializing the object is nothing but what? Placing our own data in the object without leaving object empty. Syntax DEF underscore init underscore of self comma list of formal params if any. Block of statements and performs what? Initialization. Inside the constructor, block of statements, initialization. Inside the method, block of statements, operation. Getting the clarity between methods and the constructors? Compulsory question. Rules or properties of constructor. What is that? The name of the constructor is always DEF underscore init underscore of self. Constructors will call automatically or implicitly by what? By what? PVM during what, when an object is created. Or I will write it during what creation? Object creation. It's an important. Constructors will not return any value except none. What it can return only? None. It cannot return any value. In Python, I wrote specially, constructors can participate in inheritance process. Constructors can be overridden. In Java, not possible. That's why I mentioned in Python. In Python. Because some Java students are also there. In Java level, I used to tell constructors will not be inherited because there is some reason is there. In Python, constructors can be inherited because there is some reason is there. I will tell both the reasons in the class. Is the constructor concept is clear? How many constructors are there? 2. What is first one? Default constructor. Easy, student. What is this constructor? Default. How do you recognize it is a default? After self, no more parameters taking. Are you following? Here you see this is taking after self some parameters. What is this is? Parameterized. What is the use of default constructor? I am going to explain. Now I am going to enter into the default constructor. One small diagram I want to take it. Look at. Easy. Only thing is we are talking about initializing the object. Done by what? Constructor. That's all. Now I am talking about there is one object is there. Another object I am taking. Another object I am taking. One more object I am taking. One more object I am taking. So here I am taking T1. T1. Here I am taking T1. T2. Here I am taking T3. Here I am taking T3. So T3. T1, T2, T3 are what? T1, T2, T3 are what? Objects. T1, T2, T3 are what? Objects. So here, these are called objects. Okay. Objects of which class? test class. These are, I will write here, test, I will write it. What is the test here? Class. What is T1 and T2 or etc. are called? Objects. See, once I will write it. Once I will write it. AB. What is AB now? What is AB now? మీరు చెప్పకపోతే వేస్ట్ అసలు తెలుసా? వాట్ ఈజ్ ఏబీ నౌ? ఐ విల్ వెయిట్ ఫర్ ఇట్ అంటిల్ యూ సే. మీరు చెప్పకపోతే వేస్ట్ అసలు, ఇంకా మామూలు వేస్ట్ కాదు. ఇట్స్ ఈక్వల్ టు గార్బేజ్ కలెక్టర్ ఓన్లీ. సో ఏబి, వెరీ గుడ్. అశ్విన్ పాటిల్ is a perfect student. It is called instance data members. Instance data members. Where I taught already to you, I will open it. I'll open it. Types of data members. Instance data members are the only Ashwin Patil is good. Instance data members are those whose memory created every time when an object is created. And hence instance data members are called object level data members. The data members which are available with an object are called what? Instance data members. If you don't have that type of remembrance, nobody can do anything else. That's what reading notes will give you much knowledge. నేను మిమ్మల్ని చూసి నాకేం అనిపించట్లే మీరు నోట్స్ చదువుతున్నట్టు. I did not get a feeling that you are reading the notes. Am I correct? Am I correct? And I am saying openly. I am very much open. Am I clear? Reading notes? No, నాకేం అనిపించట్లే అట్లా. అంటే చదువుతారు, ఓపెనింగ్, సీయింగ్ ఓన్లీ. అంటే వాట్ ఈస్ దేర్ ఇన్సైడ్, నాట్ గెటింగ్. సో కమింగ్ టు ద పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ ఇట్. Now I am going to say, coming to the point of it, it's up to you students, I can't do anything else. So created T1 object. T1 object I want to, my intention is to place T1 value 10, T1 value 20. T1 A20, here also I want to place 1020, 1020. Also want to place 1020. Also want to place 1020. What is 1020, 1020? 1020, 1020, 1020 are called what? How many objects I am creating? How many objects are created? Multiple objects created, right or not? Multiple objects created. Multiple objects created. Initialized with what? Initialized with what? Which values? Initialized with what? Same values. Same values. Multiple objects created. Of which class? Same class. Of which class? Same class. Initialized with what values? Same values. How it is possible? You say, I will write it. A small code I will write it. A small code I will write it. What is my code? You observe it. What is the code I am writing? T1 is equal to test of. It is an object created. T2 is equal to what I am writing? Test of. I am writing. T2 is equal to test of. I am writing. Next, T3 is equal to what I am writing? T3 is equal to what I am writing? Test of I am writing. Test of I am writing. Now I am writing what here? Class test. Class test. Inside of it, what I am writing? DEF underscore init underscore of self. Why only self I am writing? Because you are writing here only T1 is coming and falling in self. No more data you are passing inside of the test of. So there I will write it. Self dot what? A is equal to 10. Self dot B is equal to 20. Self dot A is equal to 10. Self dot B is equal to 20. When this object is created, straightforward PVM will come to this place. It is initialized it. Initialized it. When you create an object, again it is coming to this place. What is T2 contains? A reference is there in self. Self dot A is equal to self dot B is equal to placing the data. When T3 is equal to test of, it will be going to this place. Self data is available. T3 reference is present in where? Self. So what is the use of default constructor? First of all, default constructor will not take any formal parameters except self. And a default constructor is used for what? Initializing multiple objects. Initializing multiple objects without leaving object empty. Understood? What is the use of default constructor? Initializing multiple objects of same class with what values? Same values. That time I'll go for what? Default constructor. Default constructor, right? You selected in your college campus. They'll give the same designation, same salary will be given for group of selected students, right or not? Now, I'll go for one more diagram, students. What is this constructor called? Default constructor. But my intention today is I want to create next picture. I will take it. Next picture I will take it. The same thing I will take it, students. The same picture I want to take it. Everything same I will take it up to here. I want to take up to here. This diagram only I will take. Here I am going to write it. Paint off. Here I am going to write it. I am going to say. Here I am going to say. Now I am saying. So here I am trying to write it. My intention is to place what? Here I want to place it. 100 I want to place it. 200 I want to place it. 200 I want to place it. Here I want to place it what? 1000 I want to place it. Here I want to place 2000 I want to place it. Which values I am creating? How many objects I am creating? How many objects I am creating? Multiple objects I am creating. With what values? Initialized with which values? Different values. That time I'll go for what? Parameterized constructor. See that T1 is equal to, come on fast, test of 1020. T2 is equal to, come on, test of 100, 200 is equal to 100, 200. T3 is equal to test of 1000, 2000. 1000, 2000. Come on to the point back. Here I wrote it. T1 is equal to what? Test of 1020. T2 test of 100, 200. T3 1000, 2000. Go to the place. Whenever you are going for this class, compulsory you need to go to the class. What is the class name here? Class. What is the name of the class here? Test. There I am writing DEF underscore init underscore of self, comma, 2 parameters required. Why 2 parameters? T1 reference is present into self. 10 and 20 are the 2 values going. I need to take 2 parameters here. A comma what? B. A comma B I am going to take it over there. Now there I am writing what? Self dot A is equal to A. Self dot B is equal to B. It is your own choice to take your own data. So coming to the point back, self dot B is equal to B. Right or not? Why AB I am taking there? Because to take this. This one I am taking. You can take X comma Y also, no problem. Formal parameters knowledge is already there. Which constructor this is? Parameterized. Why do you create a parameterized constructor? To create multiple objects and initializing the same class with what? Different values. I'll go for what? Right. Online students, did you understand up to here? Go to the place. Now I want to show you. Look at mom, all of you. Carefully follow. So program for demonstrating which constructor? Default constructor. So there I will write it class test DEF underscore init of what? Self. So I'm writing here. I am from which constructor? Default constructor. Self dot A is equal to self dot A is equal to 10. Self dot B is equal to 20. I will print the data. I'll print the data. Value of A is equal to, comma what? Self dot A. Self dot B is equal to B. Value of B. Self dot B I am passing it. This is called what? Default constructor. Leopard 9. Stand up. No. Sleeping. Why? Come here. Come and sit. Huh? You will not sleep. Sleeping by coming to the class. What is this? First time I am seeing in 7 o'clock batch only. You sleep in your room. And is it a restroom or what? Sit down. So, coming to the place, main program. And if you drive the vehicle, so problem. If you sleep, don't come to the class. Sleep in the home only. If you sleep in the class, nothing will happen for me, but I am feeling very much guilty for it. So, T1 is equal to what? Test of. What is this now? Object creation. Object creation calls what? Constructor. Calls constructor. Object creation calls the constructor. So, object creation calls the constructor. Now I am going to say T2 is equal to what again? Test of. Test of I am writing. Also called what? Object creation calls the constructor. T3 also I will take it. T3 is equal to test of. Also calls the constructor. See the answer now. You say here, I am writing default constructor. Default constructor, example 1.py. So, coming to the point of it, oops, go to that constructors you save, done. So, coming to the point back, py, see the answer now. Default constructor, first object, second object, and then third object. Are you able to understand? Now, coming to the point of it, this is called my object. Which constructor it is? Default constructor. Let me go to the parameterized constructor. Parameterized constructor, I will go for it. Coming to the demonstrating which constructor? Parameterized. Parameterized constructor. Parameterized constructor. Parameterized constructor. Example 1.py. So I am from which constructor? Parameterized constructor. So I will write it what you know, x comma y, x comma y. So this is called x, this is called y. Value of a, value of b. And here I will pass the value 10, 20. And here what? 100, 200. And this is called what? 1000, 2000. 1000 and 2000. Now, coming to the point of it. Coming to the point of it. Done. Go to the place. Constructors, you save it. Done. You see py here. Value 10, 20, 100, 200, 1000 and 2000. Did you understand the need of parameters constructor? By looking at the object creation, will you understand is it a default constructor calling or parameters constructor calling? Yes. So which constructor is calling here? Parameterized constructor is calling. So I will write it. Calls what constructor? Parameterized constructor. Parameterized constructor is calling. So here also parameterized constructor is calling. Here also parameterized constructor is calling. So three things, three objects, three parameterized. And what about the previous one? Which constructor? Earlier one is calling. Default constructor is calling. Which constructor? Calls default constructor. Calls default constructor. By looking at the object, we need to call like that. Now I will go to the this place also. Default constructor is calling. Are you following? Right. So Deepak Apple, one student, and I will take his doubt. Now I will see the doubt. Sir, one clarification. If T1 have ABC, if T2 have ABC, then how we should write? I need one clarification. If T2 have ABC, then how we should define? It's very simple. It's very simple. If T2 you want to have ABC, go for very simple. You should not ask the type of doubt. Immediately you must have the doubt. What is the doubt now? You see now, I'll go for it. If T2 want to have that ABC, what I will do? This is a test related. I want T2 having something else. I'll go for what? 3000. I will take it test 1 here. I'll take test 2. I will take test 1. I'll take test 1. And I'll go for what? Test 2. I will take it as test 3. Test 2. What is my class? Test 2. Test 2. Go for what? self dot what? C is equal to Z. Z. I will take it as what here? Z I will write it. Z I will write it. So parameterized constructor example 2.py. How many classes I wrote it? 2 classes. How many constructors I written? 2 constructors. Py. Got it. ABC value also I want to print it. ABC value also I want to print it. Deepak Apple, is it clear? Done. Right. Easy. Once a query is coming, you should also be able to solve it perfectly. Okay, now good. I'm remembering because when you people are sleeping now, some people are sleeping. I'm getting my 8th class incident. I'm remembering 8th class incident because we have a ZPPH school. You also studied there. Might be some of them. ZPPH school, that is called government schools. After 1 to 2 lunch is over, lunch box we used to take. After lunch is over, immediately 2 o'clock we have science class is there, general science. General science class is there. Then everybody will eat full and they will come to the class. Sir used to teach. I'm remembering the Sir name also. When he is explaining science, he will explain, his voice is so perfect. Very, very sweet voice it is. Because of that voice, so many people will go to sleep, So many people. So many people will go to sleep. Even I also used to sleep. And one day, my friend is sleeping before me. I'm also sleeping that time. He is sleeping and is a little taller than me that time. He called. And there was one chair is there. Government schools, how the chairs are there? How the chairs, I will take it. This is. And this is a chair. And here there is some small is there. And this is a chair. A teacher chair now. You will not, this is other chair is there. Teacher chair is there. He is having his chair. There is one more chair is there in the 8th class A section. And it is not, these legs are not proper. When you sit on that, it will move like shake, it will shake. And that's why nobody will sit in that chair. Nobody will sit in the chair. And that chair was there along with Sar chair. And one day, I don't know how that Sar got an idea. And my friend is sleeping. He called, come here, he said. He went there and he asked him to sit in that chair. He asked him to sit in the chair. He said, no, sir, it is not good. I know that. That's why you sit on that, I said. Without sitting, he did not accept it. You have to sit compulsory. You have to sit. If he is not sitting, you will call principal. No, principal is not, headmaster will be there that time. He will call students only, forcefully make him to sit on that. And he made him to sit. And he is not sleeping carefully. Why? Balance, he is taking the balance of the chair. Moving like this now. When you sleep now, sleeping means you are not in your control. Automatically what will happen when you sleep? Chair also will fall down. And the chair is already having vibration. And he is sitting in the chair so carefully listening the lesson. So everybody was set right at that day. Why? When he come to next day, he made that chair ready. Why? Anybody sleeping? That will be immediately made that in the chair. If you sit in the chair, compulsory will fall down because this leg is not good. I observed it. That's why sleep has gone. So now also I want to make it. One chair is there here. A hard seat, no, hard seat that is called. So I'll make you to sit in that. That leg is really not good. If you sit in that now, 3 legs only it will be there. You come on, whoever is sleeping, I will do that. Except one. A boy is sleeping now, I'll make you to sit. Except one student. Because that except student is my favorite student. Already doing job. You need to do the job. That's why. Okay, na? And don't feel sorry sitting in that chair. I will make the chair on the dais also. Take care. What is this now? Some student, Rahul is asking, dear sir, yesterday program, student example 9, I got self, what is, you got it? Self name defined, error, Prashant, wood chair, that is. Need one clarification, that is over, that doubt is over. What is the doubt? He got it. I got self name not defined, error, please show that program. So self he has written SELF, you need to write. If you write your own own things, it is the problem. So let us not to worry about it. Are you following me? So need to have the same spelling. Need to have the same spelling. Student example 9. Rahul, I told you already, my dear student. Student example 9.py. Here what is there? Self. If you write something like, if you write LF, if you write it, FL you write it, you'll get definitely what? Error. Or if you write something like what? KVR, if you write it. If you write KVR, if you write self here, you will get what? Self is what? Error name. I told you this also now? Yes. Because once if I complete my class, I'll make my student to be number 1 in my explanation. Nothing I will leave empty for you. Right? Take care. So 22 line you got an error. So 22 line is I told that it is an error. What is self? Nen chupistanadi malla. Types of data members. What is self? Where I explained self? Types of methods. What is self you see? Self is called what? Self to be accessed within the corresponding instance method only, but not other part of the program. I already told. Not only today, where I taught Rahul, you write imposition. So I already told that. Where is it? In the functions, I told that. Where is that? Syntax for defining function. Open it. So point number 7. My notes is Indian Constitution. The values of formal parameters, today it is called what? Self, can be accessed within what? Inside the corresponding function definition only, but not possible to access other part of the program. Wherever you go, subject will follow you. If you don't read my notes, nothing will follow to you. So, coming to the point of it. Are you understanding, Rahul? I hope you are understanding what is the discussion. Shall I move forward? So for Rahul mistake, I am wasting my time. So coming to the point back, is it clear? Yes. Types of constructors. How many? 2 types. So in student number 9, I wrote specially to see what? Error. Actually, I have to write what? S1 dot. I written there self to show you the error. That is an error. It is not a correct program. You have to write it as what? S1 dot. If I write self, that was shown, it is an error. You cannot access self across the places. You have to access only inside the corresponding method body only. So, anyhow, come to the point back. So, what is this constructor, student? What is this constructor now? Default constructor is there. Next, what is the constructor next? Parameter constructor is available. Are you following me? Next, I will move forward. I'll move forward. What is my constructor here? Parameter constructor, default constructor, parameter constructor I am having. So coming to the point back, next, one more thing. I want to take one more thing. Carefully follow in my program. I'm going to say. Now I'm going to take up. Parameter constructor, I want to take up this discussion. So coming to the point back, or I will write like this. Freshly, I will write it. Default parameter, default rostani kada, default parameter constructor example.py. Class test, see, class test, pass I said. Coming to main program, what is this now? T1 is equal to what? Test of. Which constructor? Default constructor. I'll write 1020. What is this? Whenever I write like this, compulsory you need to write which constructor? Parameter constructor. Otherwise, you will get error or not. See the error once. See the error once. Go to the place. Py. See students. Error. Takes no arguments. You are passing, but you are not defining. It is necessary to define or not? Define. How do you define? DEF underscore underscore init underscore underscore of self comma a comma b. Self dot a is equal to a. Self dot b is equal to b. I'll print that values. Print what? Value of a is equal to self dot a. B self dot b. B is equal to value of b is equal to self dot what? B. Then object creation, printing that value. So no issue at all. It is printed. Okay now? Okay. Now my point is, I want to go for T2 object I will create with which constructor? Default constructor. What will happen? What will happen? T1 is called here. Done. What is this constructor? Default object creation calling which constructor? Do you have default constructor here? No. Is it an error or not? See the error now. See the error now. See the error. Is missing what? Two positional arguments. Missing two positional arguments. Error or not? Yes. I got parameterized constructor executed, but this is an error. What should I do? Another constructor need to define or not? Suppose now I am defining another constructor. Okay, define. DEF. What is this now? Underscore underscore init underscore underscore of self. What is the self? Self dot a is equal to 1. Self dot b is equal to 2. And printing the value of AB. Printing the value of AB. Printing the value of AB. Are you getting my point? Now I am going to say. You run it. Tell me what is happening. Constructor. Scanning. Constructor. PVM is having same constructor. It remember what? Latest one only. Already we have seen in functions. Will it remember both the constructors or latest one? Latest one. What is the latest constructor? It remembers default. But when it line number 16, which constructor? Will it go to line number 9 or line number 4 or? Line number. But is it matching with this? It is an error. It is an error. See that. It is an error. See that. It is taking only one positional argument, but you are given how many? 3. 3 means what? Only 2 are there now, but what is that 3? This 2 plus this one also. Object name. Understand? Tell me then how do you solve this issue? That means in a class of Python, we cannot write both the constructors, we cannot write. Why we cannot write both the constructors? Because having the same name, where I taught this point, in the variable argument concept only I said. Gurtuledu, I'll open it. I'll open it. Because you will forget. Because to understand the beauty of my subject, you need to know. I am remembering variable argument example 1.py. File name also I am remembering. This program will not execute, I said. See, this program will not execute as it is. PVM remembers what? Latest function definition due to its interpretation process. Display values, display values, display values, display values, display values. Already explained. Right. That same mechanism I am going to get it. Once you read our notes very properly, Python is just your friend. Jiggery friend it is. If you don't touch the Python now, it is a faraway friend. Really. So, coming to the point of it. Will it execute or not? Will it execute now? No. That means in a class they will ask you, can I define two constructors? Not possible. Then how do you solve this issue? Different classes is one solution, but I don't want same class only. Same class only I want to take it. How do you solve this issue? You know. You know. You know. So I will write it. So you are not, I'm not getting a feeling that you are going to answer my question. What is my default constructor role? Want to place 1 and 2. And want to place what here? 10, 20. How do you deal with that? Remove this, sir. And say what here? A is equal to 1 you say. B is equal to 2 you say. What is this constructor? What is this constructor? Is called a default arguments. Come on now. What is this now? object creation calls what constructor? Parameterized constructor. Parameterized constructor. Parameterized constructor. Object creation calls default constructor. Calls default constructor. Tell me when this is calling. What is happening? It is a parameterized only. 10 is replacing with 1. 20 replacing with what? The two A and B values actually containing 1, 2. Replaced with what? 10, 20. So A value, B value of T1 is 10, 20. Next, what is this object creation? Default constructor. Going to where? Same place. T2 reference kept in where? Nothing is coming means what the values will be taken? 1, 2. 1, 2 is initializing in where? T2. Both the constructors are coming. Both the jobs are coming. You execute this program. See students, what is this constructor is called? Parameterized constructor. What is this now? I'll write a simple message to give the feeling that I'm writing here print T1 object creation, T1 object initialized with which constructor? Parameterized constructor. Now I am writing next. I am writing one more. What is this now? T2 object initialized with what? Default constructor. Default constructor. C. Default constructor. I'll write a simple \n. Now you see, execute. See students, T1 object initialized with what? Parameterized. T2 initialized with what? Right. So if you want, I can make it. This is the \n I will write it. You get a feeling that this one. Initialized with the parameterized, initialized with what? Default. I will create one more constructor. What is that constructor you see? I am writing. See, T3 object I am creating. T3 object I am creating. T3, you see, T3. What I am doing? What I am doing? B is equal to some 300 and A is equal to something like 400. What is this now? Keyword arguments. Keyword arguments. B value going to where? 400 going to A. B value going to 300 will go to that place. What is this now? Keyword arguments. Constructors can be called with keyword arguments also. See, done. I can call one more type of thing. What I am passing, you see, T3 object, T4 object is calling with a value called 1000 only I am passing. 1000 only I am passing. Only one value I am passing. 2 parameterized, no parameterized, single parameterized. So 1000 is placing in where? A, B remains what? 2. So T4 object I will place it. T4 object I am placing. See students, T4 object is placing. Are you following? Next, if you want to place for B value use plus it. B is equal to 1000. That means A contains what? 1 only. See that. These are all called ways and means, students. These are all ways and means. T5 object I will create. T5 object I will create. T5 object I will create. And I am writing here A is equal to some 2000 I am writing. See that what is happening like this. Are you following? Now I am showing one simple point for you. Look at that. Easy, students. So once the subject is increasing, it is becoming so easy for you. Under that, types of constructors I will show you. Read out. What are the types of constructors? Follow me. In Python programming, we have two types of constructors. Right? Default, parameterized, parameterless constructor. Default is also known as what? Right. Now next is called what? Parameterized constructor. Right. Next, default constructor or parameterless constructor. A default constructor is or parameterless constructor is one which never takes any formal parameters except self. The purpose of default constructor or parameterless constructor is that to initialize multiple objects of same class with the same values. Syntax: DEF underscore underscore init underscore underscore of self. Block of statements doing what? initialization process. Doing the same example what I said. Parameterized constructor, same constructor, only self is taking. Parameterized constructor now. A parameterized constructor is one which always takes formal parameters after self. Formal parameters after self. Already done. Self comma list of formal parameters. The purpose of parameterized constructor is that to initialize multiple objects of same class with a different values. DEF underscore init underscore of self comma list of formal parameters performs initialization process. Done. Initialization process. Most important point. What is that important point? You read out. Most important point. Note, in a class of Python, we can't define both the default and parameter constructors because PVM can remember only latest constructor due to what? Interpretation process. To fulfill the need of both the default and parameter constructors, we define a single constructor with a default parameter mechanism. Already you know default parameter mechanism. Already over. Where? In types of arguments. Example. Done. This is about constructor concept. Easy or difficult? Easy. So once Sari is going on explaining, easy. Once you open the notes, sleeping will come, body pains will come, so many pains will come. So without pain, no gain. Really. If anything gain without pain, that will go immediately. Correct? 100%. That's why take pain, gain more. That will permanent property for you. So by sleeping and if you listening now, that also will not be pain. That's why sleeping and listen after the class, you just open your eyes, nothing is rememberable. Why? Relaxing now. Correct or not? Yes. So my students should not sleep. That is because if you see other classes, even they are sleeping and seeing something, faculty will not bother. Why? Routes are separate, but my route is very much a separate route. Right? So that's why students, tomorrow class when I come back, see the blueprint of my class now. You come to the point of it. A class is a collection of what? Data members, methods, constructors. Constructors are for what purpose? Object initialization. So constructors related to what? Objects only, because it is taking self as a parameter. You need to take objects, constructors, always initialization will be done. Tomorrow class I will introduce what? Destructor concept I will introduce. Most important flow I will tell you. Garbage collector concept, how it is running internally, I will show you. Right? Yes, ma'am. Vinay Kumar. Thank you, my dear student. One more, Yogna. Thank you, ma'am. Right. So, if you read my notes now, you are number one student. Only students botheration is they don't read the notes. These days, directly coming and asking, sir, only attending class without reading the notes, without practicing, will I get the job? I said, please don't come to this place, I said. In my 6 o'clock batch, newly started now, 2 to 3 students asked, of course, same friends only. 3 members came at a time, asked this question. And actually, to ask the doubt, so many guts required, first of all. Will you come and ask her? Will I go and ask her? No. But these days, no, nothing is required. Going and asking everything. And one more student will ask her, sir, will you explain Python sometimes, half of the time in Telugu, sir? Telugu, Marathi, Kannada, something like Chinese, Odisha. I have to learn by myself. I have to join some tutor is required. That very danger that out. So it's very danger. That's why students learn well and do more. And so, Kiran, what is that? Rahul, sir, is there any recession in IT in industry 2023? Recession will be there always in the industry because of not reading the notes. You don't read the notes. Recession is always there. You read the notes, apply, you will get the job. Don't read the notes. Recession is there 99 years. You read the notes, no rescission. I don't feel any rescission. Who will feel rescission? Who don't do perfectly in the industry, they have to remove it, students. You don't know. And if student will feel that when anybody is removed, you are feeling that you only removed from the company. And you should not feel it. See, you are a CEO of the company. You removed for one person. Why you removed it? He is not doing up to your mark. If anybody doing up to your mark, will you remove? You will fear when he say I'm going out. You will call him. You will increase his salary. When you will do that, when is good asset for you? Will anybody will lose the asset? No. When he will lose, when he feel that useless, then I will throw it out. They have to remove. In pandemic situation, so many people joined by keeping back door, that door, window door. All the people jumped. One person done three jobs, proxies, and all of them called for work from home is over and then went for what office. When they go for office, what will happen? A fish without water. Becoming like that, shaking. Companies are very serious about that. Remove. When they remove, you will get the opportunity. Coding is most important in industry. Once you know coding well, nobody will touch you. That is the most important. Okay, right. So, right. Shahid is saying, you see, sir, we have 7 automation requirement for 4-5 months, but we are not getting right candidate. See that now? Shahid is saying that opportunities are there, but who are not there? Candidates are not there. Right. Umakant is asking, sir, is there 10th and 12th class marks are required for getting job? Not necessary. Suppose if I say necessary, will you go and do the contact to the board of SSC and those people? No. So we have to improve our standards from now onwards. If I say, go to 10th class and improve your mark, will you write improvement? Not possible. So don't get that doubt. I said day one only. Don't worry about the qualification, all those things. Right? That's why you be perfect and standards you maintain by yourself. Okay, now don't look alternative things. So friend is helping, Chat GPT will be helping. All those things you forget, improve your coding. Okay, fine. Anyhow, students, I'll stop my class. Tomorrow I'll go for what? Distractors I'll explain. Thank you. All the best. All the best. God bless you. Students in online. Any doubts are there? You can ask me, students. Online students, anybody is having the doubt, you can raise your hands. So meantime, I can save this information. Nagaraju, student name is Nagaraju.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, ma'am.
Sir, we want to prepare aptitude reasoning, sir.
That is mandatory, no? It depends on the company, ma. That aptitude and all depends on the company.
Okay, sir.
Right, ma'am. Alok Pradhan. Student name is Alok Pradhan.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, ma'am.
Sir, how to know company offer letter or true or fake?
Ma, how to?
How to know fake offer letter or true offer letter?
I'm not getting your voice properly. Please say clearly.
How to know offer letter is true or fake?
How we know?
Offer letter is true or fake?
I did not understand you, my dear student.
I type, sir.
Type it. Varun Kumar P. Varun Kumar P.
Sir, hi sir, how are you?
Yeah, fine, ma. Fine. How are you, Varun?
Sir, yeah, I'm fine, sir. Thank you. Sir, actually, he's asking that once somebody gets offer letter, how to know?
That's what now I'm getting that. I'm thinking about the subject. Upper letter like that. I'm asking. How do you know letter is upper letter like that? I'm thinking. Okay. Now the thing is, Pradhan, see, ma, that is we cannot recognize that. Whether the offer letter is fake or not, we have to see the infrastructure of the company and everything. So as on today, we don't have such type of fake or true or something. We cannot have it. It depends on the conversation. It depends on how they respond, how you appeared for interviews, where did you appear for interviews and all those things. Alok Pradhan, I hope you are understanding me. Arun, that only, na? He asked.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So Alok Pradhan. So Alok Pradhan you got a one offer letter. Did you appear any interviews there? Did you appear any interviews there, ma'am? After appearing interview, it got an offer letter, or before only you got an offer letter? Tell me. No, you did not appear for an interview. So how can you expect that offer letter, ma? Alok? Alok. That's what you say clearly so that I can understand. You appear for any interview, any time of that company. Okay, ma. Tushar, I will see your mail, ma, once I will see.